what is blue ocean strategy? It's a concept, and let me try to explain it in a way, hopefully I can do them justice. It really is pursuing a type of differentiation. We've talked before about how one of the cores of all capitalism really is product differentiation. You have everything from regular food into organic food. That's a new product line, and really everybody is competing for that space. We're actually seeing organic food in some markets being cheaper than the regular food once upon a time. Maybe they're just relabeling it, maybe they're growing it differently, but it is now a big trend that we have. We're looking at different trends also when it comes to transportation. We go from big vehicles to small vehicles to big vehicles. Now we're going to electric vehicles, but of all things, General Motors comes out with a giant 1,000 horsepower truck that's all electric. It's incredible. They're actually going bigger, okay, with the electric, so they're on cutting edge into a new territory. That's blue ocean strategy. They're charging $112,000 to $120,000 for this monster truck, and it's electric. It's got everything that you could want for power, and even more torque than the other previous vehicles. But that being said, it's electric and totally compliable with any standard when it comes down to pollution. Blue ocean strategy, you stop looking on the market as to where you're at and competing here, and look as to what's past that. What do the consumers want? What are they willing to go through and get? And how can you better serve the consumers in something different than is currently out there? It really is about blue ocean strategy when you talk about it. It really is articulated very well by Chan Kim and Renee Mauborgne in the process. They really have 2 books out there. If you're interested in this area, I recommend you buy both books. I cannot cover the depth that they do in the books, in the detail, in this one class as you go through. When it comes down to what level is it, this is actually MBA level. So keep in mind, you're going to sit down there and you may have to go back and reread a couple of processes. I did as well, and I want you to be comfortable in the aspect. Here are the 2 different strategies they talk about. The one is, we're all used to seeing it, the red ocean strategy. It competes against existing market space. The sharks are out there biting each other, making the waters bloody red. That actually is what they're talking about. Beat the competition, exploit existing demand out there. Oh, you want to sit down and do this? Make the value cost trade-off, align the whole system to the firm's activities to make certain that there's no differentiation. Get to low cost with the best value and make the highest profit. Blue ocean, uncontested market space. What is that? Let's pretend I'm Amazon. Okay, food, groceries. Let's deliver it to the house. Let's take the high quality food of Whole Foods, let's deliver it to the house. Other companies do that with just grocery deliveries, but let's make it fast. Let's do this, let's do that. What about Grubhub? I'm so sick and tired of sitting in this office at 7 o'clock at night, starving to death, and then have to break or flow if I have to go out. Let's call up a pizza place. I'm so sick of eating pizza. How about something else? Well, nobody does deliveries. Wait a minute. Let's sit down and let's create a company that makes deliveries. From what? From one restaurant? No, from all of them. It is an uncontested market space. And what happened? Oh, they're making billions right now. You know what? I've had too much to drink at the bar tonight. I want to get home. I'm so sick and tired of paying the top fees for those taxis in the process over here. Let's call somebody else. What about Fred? Is Fred available? Fred's not available. And everything else says, Fred's over at the end of the bar over there too. Let's sit down and call somebody different. Let's do something different than a normal taxi. Let's do Uber. Yes, Uber. You know what? I want my kids to be dropped off at school in a safe environment. Are there any things I can call? Maybe Uber can do it for me. They have a special feature for that as well. Somebody super safe embedded for that as well. Let's use Uber. Let's use Uber for this, Uber for that. And then 8 years, Uber does 1 billion rides by the time it's all done. Incredible what they're doing. Okay, so look for uncontested market space, or market space that is totally different in the process. Uber's value is twofold. It's also valuable because if I want to be an Uber driver, I can sit down and say, I'm available now. Okay, I'm not available now. I work when I want to. It's incredible. Make the competition irrelevant. All the taxi services, they're now irrelevant in the world of Uber and Lyft when it comes down to it. You want to sit down and do something value-wise. What factors should be eliminated? What can be reduced? What can be raised above the existing standards out there? And what can be created that has never been created before? We're talking really trying to find that little blue square in the middle over here of the cost as it drops and buyer value, and all of a sudden everybody is flocking to that one little section over there as to what is really good. Look in the strategy canvas. It really serves two purposes: the current state of play, what's out there, and then what propels the users to action. Here's an example of the strategy canvas. You want to look at, on the blue ocean strategy, the red is the red ocean where everybody's competing on the current level. The blue, you look at it, you drop down, look in the competing factors, is anybody down here? And then you want to rise up and then make your move in the process of bringing your product online, but it's at a different level, a different playing field, more attractive to customers, often at a lower cost than a process you go through. They have described very well the 4 action networks: raise it, create, and then you want to sit down there and reduce and eliminate. So you want these 4 actions to be there on every single facet of your new product or your new service when it comes out in the process. They have what they call the 6 paths framework, where they've gone through and they've talked about this. It really isn't based on their own theories. This is their observations of what they've actually gone through and done. They look on the industry. How are they handling head-to-head competition? Here is the blue ocean creation. They want to look at the strategic group and see what's happening between the red and the blue. The buyer group, they go down each one of the 6 paths, they compare to what's here, and they compare to where they want to be in the process. Look at the head-to-head aspect of it. It takes a while to sit down and look on this aspect of the 3 different tiers of customers. We're all here. We're on tier 1. We're looking over. I'm so sick of the wait. I don't want to do this anymore. I was at a car dealership the other day, bringing my car in for something simple like an oil change. In my case, my dealer provides a loaner car for the whole service. They got rid of a third-party company, and I won't mention their name, because of the fact that typically you sit down, turn your car in, you go to the third-party dealership, the actual company that the dealership uses, and you stand in line, you wait and everything else. And all of a sudden, I got somebody in there saying, okay, you got your credit card, your driver's license? And all of a sudden, while I'm talking to the service tech, what I want to have done on my car, I have another car being processed. I walked out of the one office. She walks me over to the car. Here you go. And I'm out of there. I literally was out in 5 to 8 minutes overall, the entire experience. It was incredible. Normally, I bring a book and I sit there because I got to wait 35 or 40 minutes. Boom, just like that. I was one of those customers that whenever it came to getting my oil change in my car, I'd roll my eyes and think, oh my God, here we go. It's a half-day experience. It wasn't, it was a 1-hour experience from beginning to end for drop off, and then a half hour for pickup. It was there and it happened really fast. I was a tier 1 customer looking forward to not ever doing this again the rest of my life. So when it comes down, look on the 2, on the refusing by the time you're done, and the unexplored. What is sitting out there? I'm so tired of the current. What do I want to do? You want to capture this customer with this business model because you want to be that entrepreneur that does something totally new, something totally different. You want to capture the first, second, and tier non-customers, those people on the fence, to all those who are not even participating in that whole thing. They also create what's called a buyer utility map, which is we're going to close with on the 6 stages of the experience. That being said, if you have a concept or you want to think about a new concept that's not been explored, go into Blue Ocean. It's a big world, and if you do this, you do a couple things. Number 1, you'll be rich if your product is successful or your service is successful. That being said, there's no franchises for this. You're on your own. This is the ultimate in experience for entrepreneurship. If you dive here, expect to work hard, expect to sit down there and run the risk of failure almost any way out there, because a lot of people dive into this and they don't make it. but the ones that do make it are the superstars that you hear about all the time as to so-and-so does this and so-and-so does that. If that interests you, pursue this. Get a good base. If you have a fan base for your product that's willing to invest into it, there is a really positive way to sit down there and break something new. If you have something new, articulate it well, study it, be the most educated on it in the process, and you can sit down and have a higher probability of success going into blue ocean strategies. Take care.